Hello everyone, this is Neha Soni and I'm your social science teacher. So I'll be teaching you social science in this year, and we have started history from class 6. Second chapter is from hunting, gathering to going food. So as earlier in our previous class we have discussed about Tushar train's journey and how do we know about them. So the sources, the sites, the location where people used to live, and what were the reasons of their movements. So in this chapter and in this part, and it is a part 3 of this chapter, we will read about Stone Age and the domestication. So here we go. First of all, the word Stone Age, it is the period of history when human life was heavily dependent on stone. Why? My dear students, as you know very well that people have dependent for their food requirement on the forest and the animal resources, and he had to hunt the animal for their food. So and the tools were very important to hunt the animals, and the tools were made of wood, bones and stones. And you know very well stone tools were very strong and they were surviving for a long time. So that is the reason the stone was very important for the people, and the historians and the archaeologists have called this era the Stone Age, and in Sanskrit we call stone Pashanah. So for an example, what are the uses of stone? So in hunting with stone, so if the early people had to get food to hunt animal, he used stone to hunting. Digging the ground to collect edible roots, so if he had to get food from forest product, so then he have to use the stone, like in chopping, okay, to cut the fruit, to chop the roots. So he required stone tools. And stitching clothes, and the clothes were made of animal hides, like animal skin. So if we have to stitch the clothes, he had the requirement of tools, and the tools were very surviving was stone tools, as you know very well. So and taking shelter in rocks, shelter and caves, as you know very well that people have started to live in rock shelters near the banks of river. So stones were very important for their life. And making fire with stones, so I have told you the story that they rubbed the stones and initially a spark came out, and that is how the fire was invented. And we can take an example. Here is a hand axe is there, and how Stone Age humans made hand axe, we can take an example. So first of all, if you look at this picture, a process started with a large piece of rock, and in this picture here the humans roughly shaped the rock with a stone hammer. So it is a technique of stone on stone, and they take a large piece of rock in their hand and they use other stone as a hammer, okay, and using hammer made of wood, stone to sharpen the edges, and they sharpen the edges. And next they trimmed the edge by praying of tiny flakes, okay, with pointed tools, okay, and that is they became and they made hand axe, okay. So this is a front view of hand axe, and you can see a side view of the hand axe, and which was made of stone. So stone is very important in their life, because to choosing the place, we have discussed that they have decided to choose a place where the stone availability was easy for them. So as stone tools were important for people life, so the Stone Age name point the importance of finds of stone tools. So now stone tools are very important for their life, because by this and by the help of stone tools they get their food, okay, and they can chop fruits, they can cut roots, and they can hunt the animals. And next, so if we talk about Stone Age, so here we can see the period of Stone Age. First, The Stone Age can be divided in three periods. First, we can see Paleolithic period of Stone Age, Mesolithic Stone Age, and third is Neolithic Stone Age. And the meaning of Paleolithic, this word comes from two Greek words. First is paleo, which means old, and the second word is lithos, and which means stone. So it indicates that it was a period of old Stone Age. So we found big stone tools from there, and it started, and it from 2 million years ago to 12,000 years ago. And we have divided this in three parts, like lower Paleolithic age of Stone Age, middle Paleolithic Stone Age, and upper Paleolithic Stone Age. And the stone tools were found in this period was in big size, and this long span of time covered 99% of human history. So it was an important period of Stone Age, and people invented stone tools in this period of time. And now if we talk about Mesolithic Stone Age, big and old tools were found and were available in this period also, and it starts from 12,000 years to 10,000 years. In comparison, we can see Paleolithic was 2 million years to 12,000 years ago, and it starts from 12,000 years to 10,000 years ago. And here in this period of time, in this middle Mesolithic age, we find new tiny stone tools were found by the archaeologists, and microlithics stuck on handles of bone or wood. Some tools like spears and arrows which having handles of wood or bones. So some tools are also available of this period. And if we talk about Mesolithic Stone Age, here were a big climate change were happened around 12,000 BC. A climate change were happened in this period, and it increased the global warming, and the result of it, the grasslands came up. Neolithic. So if we talk about Neolithic period of Stone Age, it starts from 10,000 years BC, and now we can call it New Stone Age also. Why? Because the tools were found of this period are sharper, are finer. And if we talk about Neolithic, means it is the final stage of cultural evolution, or you can say technological development among prehistoric humans, because now the predominantly hunters have started gathering food, and now he have started rearing animals, herding and farming. So if we talk about, so in this stage, humans were no longer dependent on hunting, fishing and gathering wild plants. Why? Because now they have started to cultivate the crops and domesticate the plants and animals. So next, we have talked about the environmental changes. What was that? So if we talk about the climate changes, so in Mesolithic period around 12,000 years ago, major climate changes were happened, okay, and the result of this changes, we have found increase in global warming. So, and the result of increasing in global warming, we can see the grasslands were developed, okay. So we will talk about the results of warming conditions. So first of all, as we talked earlier, that the development of grasslands will happen there, and increase in the number of deer, antelope, goat, sheep and cattle. Why? Because these animals that survive on grass easily. So if we talk about hunters' life, hunters who had to hunt the animal for their food requirements, and for this they have to follow the movements of animals, okay. And if we go with the animals to follow their movements, They learn about their food habits and their breeding seasons. So you can see a picture over here. Some hunters are hunting a big elephant with their tools and for their food requirement. So now they have understood the breeding seasons and their food habits of animals. So now they started animal rearing. Okay, so they now started animal rearing, because animal rearing for what? For their food requirement and herding and fishing. So if we talk about animal rearing first, rearing is to raise and care of animal until fully grown, as we can take example of cattle, cow, buffalo. Okay, and day-to-day care is need. Okay, so they have started practice of animal rearing now, and after it they have started animal herding. So what is herd? If we talk about herd, herd is a group of some certain animals of some species, either wild or domesticated. We give the name to this group herd. Okay, so herding is to bring individual animal together in a group. Okay, herding is to bring individual animal in a group. So you can take a look to this picture, that it is a picture of animal herding. And if we talk about the uses of herd, so herd used in agriculture to manage domestic animals, and animals like sheep, goat, cattle and camel and yak. Okay, so people have started animal rearing because the day-to-day care of animals, and they get milk, meat and other product from them, and animal provide milk and other product to the herders and their families also. So they give the security to their farms, and now they have started to animal herding. And if we talk about fishing, it is an activity to try and caught fishes. Okay, so here is a look of fishing. You can see some fishers are fishing. Okay, so next if we talk about bringing of farming and herding, so how did it was happen, and how the hunter and food gatherers become the farmer. It is a really very interesting story, and we know already that people did not know about the how to cultivate the crops. Until now, several grain bearing grasses grew naturally in this subcontinent and the different part of this subcontinent. So grasses grew naturally till now, and people did not know about the cultivation of crops. So, and if we talk about the crops were barley, wheat, rice, corn and etc. And you can see over here they have started now farming. How? We will talk about it. And they have started animal rearing and herding. So if we talk about farmers, men, women and children collected these grains as food. First of all, as you know very well, they are gatherers, so they collect fruits, roots and other forest products. So now they collect these grains as food. Okay, and learned where they grew. अब उन्होंने ये सीखा कि ये जो चीज़ें हैं ये कहाँ उगती हैं, कहाँ पर ये easily they can grow, and when they ripen, and they learned that when the plants get ripened, and they know all about the farming, and they understood that how the plant will grow and how we can plant it. So now they have started growing plants. Okay, so now they have started growing plants on their own. अब उन्होंने खुद से फसलें उगाना स्टार्ट कर दिया था, because they know all the things of requirements of farming, like they have to know in which time of period the plants will grow, which of the part of plant is edible, and any other thing they know very well. And now they have started to cultivate the crops as their own, and in this way they become farmer. So you can take a look of this picture. and these are the picture, and this is a picture of some ladies who were farming and who were cultivating the crops. And now if we talk about herders, people could also attract and tame the animals. Why they tame the animals? Because they want to secure their crops from wild animals. That's why they tame and attract the animals by leaving food for them near their shelters. So now if we have to know that why people have started herding, so people have to secure their crops first. So for securing their crops from wild animals who can destroy their crops, they started to tame animals, okay, and they give food near to their shelter. Like if they live in a house, in a hut, so they put some food near their shelter and some animal will came to attract with the food and he will set up there. So the first animal was the wild ancestor of the dog, okay. So the dog was the first tame animal, and after that they attract relatively gentle animals such as sheep, goat and cattle and pig, okay, and they can give the security from the wild animals to their crops. And for their security, people protect these animals from attacks by other wild animals by using of fire to scare away the wild animals. And animals lives in herds and eat grass. So animals who were tamed, they eat grass and live in herds, okay, and this is how they become herders. So now you have understood how they become herders, and if we have to know about all this thing, now we have understood how they become farmer and how they become herders. So you can take a look of this picture that some people are living at the same place and now they tame some animal and for their food they are now begin farming. So next if we talk about domestication, so as I told you before, domestication of plants and animals was the reason of it, and it began about 12,000 years ago, almost in Neolithic era, right? So it was a gradual process, and in this people grow plants and look after the animals in different part of world. So people have started grow plants and look after the animals because now he have started cultivate the crops and now he have started animal herding. So that is why people have started to domesticate the plants and animals, and result of this domestication, today our food is the result of domestication, as we can say, and the rearing animals are domesticated now and our food is result of domestication. So as you know very well, people have started to live in a place and with together, and they have started animal herding, and here they have started farming also, and to rear they have started to animal rearing like cattle, sheep, goat, camel and yak, as we talked earlier. So now you can see a happy family is there and they are not depending only hunting and gathering food. Now they become farmer. So this is a journey of them and we will talk about it. So first of all, if we talk about the earliest domesticated plants were wheat and barley, as you can see in this picture, barley and wheat, okay. So these are some example of the early domesticated plants, and the crops were wheat and barley, and we talked earlier the earliest domesticated animals were sheep and goat. So you can take a look to this picture. Here is sheep and goat were the earlier domesticated animals, okay, and that is why people started to live at a place, at the same place, okay, at a one place. अब उन्होंने एक स्थायी जीवन, एक सेटल्ड लाइफ जीना स्टार्ट कर दिया है. सो नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन domesticated plants and wild plants, so what are the major differences? As we can know about it, that the domesticated plants, they were tended by people, okay, and wild plants, they were grown naturally, as you know. And people select plant and that are not prone to disease. So people only tend those plants that are not prone to disease. And wild plants, they are bigger in size and prone to disease. Maybe they were harmful for us. So, and if we talk about the domesticated plants, these are very gentle relatively, and wild plants were not gentle, and these are wild species. And if we talk about domesticated plants, yield large size and grain have strong stalks, okay, because we choose the right quality of planting of domesticated the plants. And wild plants are not eatable by people because sometimes it can be harmful for us. And if we talk about the domesticated plants, these are capable of bearing the weight of the ripe grain, because if grain were ripe over, so it will destroy it, and if the grain were underripe, it cannot be cooked properly. So people choose and select the right plant and right seed to the capability of their bearing the weight of ripened grain. And seeds of selected plants were preserved and sown to ensure that new plants and seeds will have the same quality. Like if we have to get same quality, so we will have to preserve the seeds in a good condition, and then it will give us the same quality crop. Okay, so these were the major differences between domesticated plants and wild plants. And we can also differentiate between domesticated animals and wild animals. So as you can see in this picture, so here are some domesticated animals and here are some pictures of wild animals. Like so, as we know earlier that domesticated animals were relatively gentle, okay, like a puppy, dog are relatively gentle, okay, they can be reared and they are in small size, their body parts were small. And if we talk about the breeding of their, and it was very useful for us for to get eggs, to get their breeding seasons, so it is useful for breeding. And if we talk about wild animals, they are wild in nature, so that's why we cannot rear them and they cannot tend by us, and they are in large size and they get wild. So क्या आप शेर को पाल सकते हो? नहीं. So you can take a look like cow, rabbit, dog, okay, and some goat, horse can be tamed, can be reared. And if we talk about wild animals, these cannot be tended by us, and like elephant, tiger, bear and zebra and other cannot be tended by people because they are wild in nature, okay, and sometimes they get dangerous. Next, if we talk about in this video what we have understood now, so now that is how they began. They means the hunter and gatherers. They began agriculture and animal husbandry now, and how hunters and gatherers first began farming. We have understood the story of it, and how crops were domesticated to depend on humans. And we have also talked about the domestication of crops, and the beginning of agriculture changed human history and has fascinated scientists for centuries, okay. So now this is all about in this video, and we have understood how the hunter gatherers became farmer, and now they have to live in a one place because they have to cultivate the crop, and now they have started animal herding, animal husbandry, and so for this they have to stay at one place. Okay, and we will talk about another things of this chapter, like how they settle life, and all of these things we will talk about in our next video. So till then, take care of your health and studies. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.